What's going on, all you samurai assassins? Phat Samurai Guy is here with Lady Bad Blood, and welcome to another episode of The Movie Dojo, where we discuss martial arts, cinema, and action films. Today in the dojo, we are going to review John Wick 3 Parabellum. Here's a quick plot synopsis. Super assassin John Wick is on the run after killing a member of the International Assassins Guild. And with a $14 million price tag on his head, he is the target of hitmen and women everywhere. Alright, this video will contain spoilers, that's right. So now, let's get to it. We're gonna give you the good, we're gonna give you the bad, and we're gonna give you the badass. First up, the good. What I loved about this film is that the movie doesn't waste time, son. It literally takes off right after the second film ends. Another highlight of the movie, I really like the way the movie looked. Really good cinematography, and what I like to call polished grit.
So aside from the continuing on right where the film left off, very few breaks in between, so the pacing is pretty good. It kind of tricks you into thinking that it's gonna just be a whole like action piece for the whole film, but then it slows down and it lets you breathe. You even get to know a little bit about John Wick's past. You find out that he was an orphan in kind of like this Russian guild. He even has a Russian name and he speaks Russian. That's the Angelica Houston character with the ballet. You see in the trailers, you see the ballet dancers and all that. You get even more of an expansion on the Assassin's Guild storyline. I feel like this franchise so far, what I'm finding hilarious and increasing entertainment value out of it is that John Wick, the first one, feels so grounded now in comparison because every single film gets bigger and bigger and bigger and better. Yeah, it's like you expand not only on the action and the insanity of what they're willing to do to entertain us, but they're also expanding even further with the world that they've created and the performances. Mostly everyone, when they were speaking.
The main cast, the meat.
Were quite good. Yeah. Keanu and Ian, of course, the sexy old man who's just having a fucking blast. And we got a little bit more of an expansion on Lance Reddick's character, who's kind of like Ian's. I don't know if you want to call him the right hand man. He's kind of like the receiving dude. I'm not going to call him a receptionist because that's like he's way beyond that. He actually has a bit of a moment where he's holding his own next to Keanu in this big old finale at the end. So that was really fun to see that go down. And of course, Lawrence Fishburne coming back, chewing the scenery. You want to talk about another old man who's just having the fucking time of his life in the role that he's in.
Chewing it.
Nom 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 nom. I'm not full yet. I need more.
And now for the bad.
Some people. How many times have we said this? Some people might have an issue with the violence. Again, they're upping the ante with the violence in this. These are hard R's. I don't even know if you want to say even for American standards. We tend to be a little pussified sometimes when it comes to our R-rated films. So again, they're expanding on that. They're making it more violent. We actually get a knife through the eye.
Yes.
Okay.
And more.
So if you haven't seen the first two, then I wouldn't bother with this one, really. No. And if you've seen the first two, then you know what to expect. You'll be fine.
They just killed his dog? That's it? That's the plot? What's the first movie? Damn it.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so there's a scene at the end where there's this big twist where, again, spoilers, Ian McShane possibly turns on Mr. Wick.
It's debatable.
It's up in the air. I think we'll find out because guess what? There is a fourth one coming.
Yeah.
He shoots him and he falls off a building and falls onto several things on the way down from this tall building. Motherfucker should have died probably about 5 times in that scene alone.
He should have been dead.
But at this point...
But he's John Wick.
You know what? At this point, literally at this point, you cannot take much of this franchise that seriously.
No.
So it's like, it's a little eye-rolling, but I was like, okay, this is the John Wick universe. I'm not going to argue with it.
Yeah. Now, we did enjoy... He was on a damn horse. shooting people.
Which didn't last long enough for me. That was so disappointing. And that was one of the first things that goes down after this insane knife fight, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
He immediately runs away, gets into this stable. I'm like, oh my god, we're already at the horse scene with the motorcycle people. And it was really hysterical. It goes into the stable, starts smacking the horses on the ass to get them to kick the shit out of these people. And guess what, folks? I've been kicked by a horse. It fucking hurts. So this actually stung a little extra hard for me. Even though I've never been kicked in the head, thank God I wouldn't have survived. But that just boom with the horse kicking, I found that a bit amusing.
Yeah.
But the horse chase scene, it was
a little short.
Was it even 2 minutes? I don't even know. It felt so short. I was so sad.
He got on the horse. I think 2 bikers came up and he shot him, and that was kind of it. Really.
I did like the little trick where he's on the side of the horse.
Yeah, it was dope.
A little bit of a, that was
some
fun.
Tombstone shit.
Yeah,
son.
I enjoyed it. It was just not nearly long enough.
Right.
And then,
but now I still enjoyed the scene.
Yes.
It was still very well done. I did enjoy the scene where he was getting chased by the motorcycle ninjas, and we had some fight choreography mixed in with some gunplay, and we had some CGI thrown in there, as you do. So I still like the scene. I'm still glad it's in the movie. But for some strange reason, the green screen that was used in some of the shots behind Keanu Reeves during that action sequence seemed more prevalent than the trailer when we watched it on TV.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Now that could be because we're watching it on a big movie screen.
It's possible.
It is possible. But even though it's still a great scene, the green screen being that prevalent was kind of taking us out of the action sequence a little bit.
It was very noticeable.
Especially when everything else up to that point was so fucking cool. But it's a nitpick. It didn't ruin it, but it's a nitpick.
So as I mentioned, one of our biggest fears when we saw the trailers for Parabellum was Halle Berry. I know she's an Oscar-winning actress. I get it. She's got a reputation for being good. I haven't really seen her in anything where I've been like, wow, oh my god, that's just, she's always been kind of there to me. So seeing her in this kind of film and then seeing her like when she had the dialogue in some of the trailers, it was like, I don't know about any of this.
Yeah.
And kind of proved me right when she was speaking. I was not a fan of any dialogue she had. It was very I don't know, there's something, I don't know if it's a disingenuous way she delivers things. I don't know if it's maybe just her voice and she can't help it. I will never understand what it is exactly about her when she speaks. I don't buy it. I kind of felt the same way in the X-Men movies.
When she lost her accent and got it back later?
Yeah, and then completely lost it for the rest of the franchise, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So there was that.
Yeah.
Which luckily she made up for, which we'll get to. However...
She owed John a favor.
Yes.
Because John saved her daughter at some point, but very brief backstory for her.
Yeah.
That was it, though.
And luckily, she was in the film very briefly also.
Yeah. She was used good.
We were very
happy.
She
was used well.
We were very happy that she was in it for just a couple of scenes, and then we never saw her again. But little did we know... there was somebody else that we had to worry about. Do you like people just showing up with dramatic entrances and then hijacking the fucking movie? Do you like that? Do you like that? I'm not sure if you like that. I didn't like it. The Educator. Oh my god. This was one of the hammiest two thick pieces on rye, 2 thick pieces of ham on rye with cheese in the middle. And oh my god, this woman, I get it, she was probably told to act a specific way, but she came across as so obnoxious, literally took me out of the film, and I was begging for this bitch to die by the time the film was finished. And guess what, bitches? She's still alive. So I'm assuming we're finally gonna get to see her thrown into some flames or something.
Please.
Nobody
Please.
wants to see this chick come back with the exception of those who want to see her die.
Yeah.
If she comes back, I just want her to die.
Yeah.
My best case scenario would be in the fourth film. Ian's plan, his character comes to fruition. His plan comes to fruition. He kind of demonstrated this power play against the High Table to show them, hey, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
And the High Table kind of relented. Mm-hmm. And my best case scenario would be Ian McShane's character and Lawrence Fishburne's character and even Angelica Houston's character, because they all survived. They just got fucked up. At least not Ian McShane did, but the other two, Angelica Houston, sword through the hands. Lawrence Fishburne, 7 cuts, 7 deep ass. At the end of the film, he shows up just scars all over the place. I would love for them all to overthrow the High Table
That'd be dope.
and run their own shit with Wick as whatever the fuck he wants to be. But this chick, and then this chick gets thrown off a building into a flaming pit, and then her remains get packed out by a bunch of vultures. Like you just see this group of vultures come in and
Let Fishburne tell her, he's like, I'm gonna shove so much fealty up your ass. That was great.
it was. But she was absolutely atrocious.
The whole movie, we were talking about it, the whole movie, up to a point, I was like wondering, watching her, and I was like, is this good acting or bad acting? Because she's supposed to kind of be a bitch. She's supposed to be kind of stuck up and snooty. She's part of the High Table. She's been sent down there because the High Table's pissed off about, Ian McShane not killing, John Wick and all that stuff. Stop it! And then we got to the sushi scene, which I found hilarious because my boy Mark Dacascos serving some sushi in a little bar with some anime sounding music in the background.
With his fake Asian accent. Yeah. And then he realized she was from the High Table, and then he immediately went back to regular American accent.
With sushi cooks in the back, C-Sep, our boy C-Sep,
and Yayan.
And Yayan. Which I thought hilarious, just thinking about them. Shinobi 1 and 2 back there cooking sushi, or preparing sushi.
Yeah.
So we have this scene, right? And she's like, I've come from the High Table, and I need you to go fight John Wick. Of course, Dacascos and his students are all excited about it, but they want to test her. So...
Okay, so Dacascos cuts this piece of blowfish, which my understanding is if you cut it a certain way, if you cut it the wrong way, it's poisonous. So you have to be really skilled in knowing how to cut it specifically so that the person can eat it without dying. So I guess as a test of does she trust him? Does she have balls? Whatever. He cuts her a piece of blowfish and then he feeds it to her.
Yeah, and then they bow and
and
then
then
blah blah blah
she
blah blah.
just takes the piece.
So remember, at this point of the film, I was just like, is this good or bad? Like, what is this? And then when I saw her eat that piece of blowfish, and it was literally like, it was so bad. And then turned to her, I was like, okay, this is bad.
Yeah. So she shows up.
We're not sponsored. We are not sponsored.
Oh no, blink that out. So yeah, she shows up and she literally, because she's from the High Table and she's pissed off because the High Table's pissed off that John Wick did what he did at the end of part 2, and so she's basically going after anybody.
Excommunicado.
Yeah, she's going after anybody who helped John Wick, and basically like abdicate or you will be abdicated. So of course. Angelica Houston, she gets the butt, and then Fishburne gets the butt, and then Ian's like, fuck you, I'm not yielding. And that's when the war starts with them.
Which is fucking dope.
Which was a lot of fun.
And I love the whole time during the carnage and the action, Ian's just chilling, drinking, the music on.
That was way too much fun. I swear, Ian, do whatever you want, man. Just do whatever you want. But yeah, so this chick, she just comes in out of nowhere, and she's so obnoxious, and you're just hoping the whole time. It's like either I want to be entertained because I get it. She's trying to act hammy and villainy, but there's just something off-putting about it. It's not fun. I figured. I mean, everybody else was fine. Yeah. Dacascos was over the top. He was chewing the scenery too, but he was fun to watch.
Brilliant. Which we're gonna get to
That's what
in
I'm
a
saying.
second.
It's like you can be over the top and hammy, but you have to be fun. She was not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, she's not dead. Hopefully, she'll have a horrifying death in the fourth film because I'm an evil person.
It's fun. Now it's time for the badass. Everything else in this movie's fucking badass. I had an itch earlier before I went and saw the movie. There was an itch back there. It was bothering me. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, man? You know what I'm saying? Went in there, scratched the fucking itch. Okay? This movie, scratch the fucking itch. Action. I am pleased. I am satisfied.
Yeah.
Well done.
Right.
That's right.
So for all the shit we gave Halle Berry for her speaking role, and I still stand by that, I don't like when she speaks. Physically, she did perfectly fine. It was worth her character, her flat, monotone character, being in the movie just to get her fucking dogs. Oh my god!
The dogs.
I had a feeling when I saw those dogs in the trailer that I was really gonna latch onto that, and it was beautiful. It was coordinated. There was only one goofy scene where you get the CGI dog jumping on her back and like jumping 20 feet into the air to get the villain up top of this giant wall.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Oh, it's great.
I don't care. I get it. It's fun to watch. The dogs were so much fun.
Oh, it's great. Camera angles. There were a lot of shots of things looking like being one take.
Yeah.
Halle Berry's doing these jumping arm bars. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. She trained
And at one point, people made a big deal back then when she did Catwoman. She trained in capoeira.
Yeah.
Fuck Catwoman.
It did.
This is the shit.
Yeah.
This
movie, you can tell any training she put in.
Yeah.
It's on there. It's on the screen. It looks pretty good.
She kicked ass, man. How many guys' nuts got bit? Old ass as fuck. Keanu Reeves, stiff as fuck still. Keeping up. Yeah. Keeping up with the Raid brothers, man. Keeping up with Mark Dacascos. Of course, when you're training and really hard with professionals, they can make you look good, which is what they did. But Keanu was doing great, man.
What I really,
all the physical stuff, he did great job.
You know what I really appreciated? Because the very beginning of the film, we had a surprise appearance by Mr. Tiger Chen.
Yes.
And there was another Asian dude with him, and he looked so familiar. And I could not for the life of me remember where I saw him, but he looked like one of those veterans that have been around for a while.
Bald guy?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's in Shanghai Noon or something like that.
Maybe. Okay, well these fools had this insane knife fight. I mean, it got to the point
Is that your favorite fight of the film?
I think so.
That's my favorite fight of the film.
So it was okay. So it was a small crowd in the theater. Maybe 20 of us. Okay, all spread out. When this knife fight was going on, keep in mind this is the fucking beginning of the film.
Yeah.
Okay. It got so insane with the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. At some point, they're missing, and then all of a sudden they start hitting. The audience was actually getting into it, which is so much fun to hear audience members appreciate shit like that.
Yes.
It was just so incredibly insane and fun to watch. But what I enjoyed, like the Tiger Chen cameo, Mark Dacascos being through most of the film, the two Raid boys, they all got moments.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't just John Wick coming in and overpowering everybody.
It wasn't just Star Wars Episode 7. You remember the Raid guys cameo in that movie? Yeah. Anyway, even I thought it was so cute that the Raid guys were like fanboying out over them being able to fight John Wick. Yes.
It was so cute them doing that.
Yeah, they're all like, they could have killed him easily at first, and then they're like, he's slow. Well, it has been 5 years.
Yeah,
but he's John Wick. He's John Wick.
Yeah,
it was great.
And I liked that the two didn't die.
Yeah.
We might maybe then come back. I don't know.
I would love it if they came back. Those guys are awesome. Man.
I would love it too.
But
yeah, back to that knife fight. Yeah, that's the fight where we get a slow. They go there, slow knife in the eye.
Tiger Chan's death. Yeah,
wasn't expecting.
And don't
that.
forget, my favorite is the knife to the top of the guy's head. And then it didn't go all the way through, so he pounded that shit. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, movie. Thank you.
More.
I love you, movie.
More.
Can I marry you, movie?
Hey.
So sorry.
More brutal gunplay. Just.
Sorry.
More of the same crazy brutal.
Oh
gunplay,
man, huge body count.
Really focusing on like.
I'm pretty sure the body count is bigger.
Probably.
Yeah.
But like even more focusing on like the quick loading, the quick reloading and all that crazy shit. And it's like it's just really interesting to watch, even if you're not really into guns, which I personally don't know much of anything about guns.
But when they went against those body armor guys, that was really interesting too.
Yeah, that was really. They
was like, fuck, you can't hurt these guys, but they found a way, man. It was dope.
Go back with the Ian McShane scene where he's just sitting there drinking his brandy or whatever the fuck, and they had to go back and get stronger, what was it, shotguns?
But let's talk about the screen stealer, my boy.
You mean the Iron Chef?
That's right. Iron Chef! Mark Dacascos' son.
You want to talk about an old man having
Drive.
the fucking time of his life.
Drive. Brotherhood of the Wolf. Only the strong.
Yeah. And
That's right.
I gotta say, I'm so happy to see him in this. He looked like he was having an absolute blast. And you don't really get mainstream audiences.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see Dacascos in much of anything mainstream.
Yeah, mainstream, big budget, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, this is a little bit of a niche genre, and not everyone's gonna see it, but I think more people that may have not been familiar with his work prior to now got to see him, and what a way to see Mark Dacascos, right even down to his death, which was fucking hysterical. I kind of wish you weren't dead.
Let's talk about the couch.
But you can't really come out from that alive.
The couch scene. So he goes, he's about to kill Keanu, but he puts his hand on the steps of the Continental. So you have those rules, right? So he can't fight in the Continental. So they both go walk in and sit down before Ian McShane calls Keanu to speak with him. And Keanu Reeves sits on the couch, and Dacascos is over here, and he just walks over and sits right next to him.
Not even an inch between the two.
And then Keanu Reeves is like, what the fuck? And he gets up, he goes to the chair, and all of a sudden, when no one's around, Dacascos starts fucking fanboying. I've always been a big fan, and you have not disappointed.
Oh my god.
We are both masters of death. We are the same.
The one thing all TV shows. Can you please stop using that goddamn cliched line, "We are the same"? No, we're not. Please stop. Please. I forgive you, John Wick, because it's Mark Dacascos and John Wick. I forgive you.
It's John Wick.
Please stop using that dialogue. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm tired of hearing it. It is one of the most cliched pieces of garbage lines you could throw out in a script. But here we are.
So again, with our plot, Keanu Reeves goes sees the leader of the high table. You think he's the leader of the high table, you're not really sure. And basically, he's like, I wanna live so I can remember my wife, you know. So that's the only reason I want to live. What do I have to do? And he has to pledge fealty to the high table. He cuts off his ring finger.
Again, we gotta get straight back into that shit.
Right. But his orders are to go back to kill Ian McShane. And of course, when he goes back and meets with Ian McShane changes his mind because he's Ian McShane. And it was mostly because he's like, how do you want to be remembered? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you want to be remembered as this little bitch for the high table? Or do you want to go out on your shield? You know what I mean? He teams up with Lance. They kick ass and take names. And now we have the end finale fight with Mark Dacascos. Oh, before that, when he beats up the Raid Boys, man, this Dacascos, again, fanboying out, watching the fight, giving him the thumbs up. You're doing a great job.
Oh,
you're doing a great job.
Ridiculous.
But then they finally fight. He defeats Dacascos, and then he's completely stabbed all the way through. And they're both sitting next to each other like this. And Dacascos leans up, and he's like, man, that was a great fight, huh? Keanu Reeves is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And then Dacascos say something like, just wait. I just need to catch my breath or something like that.
It was almost like it was
I'm
something.
gonna come after you.
I'll see you later or something. And
no, you won't.
yeah. It's ridiculous.
Brilliant.
So much ridiculous fun.
Brilliant. So again, back to what you were mentioning earlier. Did Ian McShane, let us know in the comments below, did Ian McShane turn on Keanu Reeves and make a deal with the high table? Or, Keanu Reeves wearing that bulletproof suit. He was kind of blocking when he went down. So, And when she approached him at the end, he couldn't find the body. Ian McShane didn't really seem too concerned.
Or too surprised.
But then we get the next scene.
All right, so there's this character that you saw towards the beginning of the movie that when you first see him, he's rambling like a lunatic, but then mostly everybody in this universe is part of the high table or
Assassin's Guild,
the guild in some shape or form. Because everybody that you think might be, just a regular person, oh no, they're part of the guild. And he's ranting and raving, and then he sees John Wick, and he's like, "TikTok, Mr. Wick." And this is when it was right before he was about to be excommunicado. This guy comes back and he's like pushing a half-dead John Wick in his shopping cart up to Lawrence Fishburne, who at first you weren't sure if he survived or not because he got fucked right the fuck up with that sword.
Yeah.
7 cuts.
I thought he died for a second.
Yeah, so we weren't really sure what happened there. And so he's like sitting on this, it's kind of like this bootleg throne-ish, setting up a sequel completely, so it kind of looks like those two are gonna be kind of like...
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Now, I understand. Did you feel the same way as some other people? Some other people, I totally get it. Like, they wanted it to be a definitive end. So that way we could say, this is the greatest action trilogy we've had in years.
Yeah.
Did you want it to be an end?
I absolutely wanted it to be a trilogy, and that was it. But I knew this film was not going to be a definitive end because of the way everyone was talking behind the scenes.
Right.
You had Ian McShane like, Keanu can do this until he physically just can't do this anymore. He wants, and it sounded like Keanu wanted to keep going. So, I mean, I'm a little sad because at some point, things have a tendency to overstay their welcome.
It's true.
I mean, if they keep this up, it keeps getting more and more ridiculous, which on the one hand is fun.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I don't know how much longer you can keep that kind of a pace up.
You can.
Maybe.
I'm ready for Neo and Morpheus team up.
So we'll see.
We're getting the band back together.
I'm excited. I mean, it's like
They're on a mission from God.
if we have to do it, at least keep the same crew and the same tone.
Same director.
Yeah, keep the same ball rolling. Don't suddenly go PG-13.
Yes.
Don't you fucking dare.
Oh.
Don't.
I wouldn't even go see it.
No.
I would protest.
Just keep things rolling the way they are. You know, keep expanding, keep bringing in more characters if you want. That's fine.
I'm excited for number 4.
I would eventually like there to be an ending, though. A good ending.
Yeah, I totally get it. I totally understand.
Yeah.
But I'm still excited because I had so much fun that it didn't really hurt that it didn't end for me.
Yeah.
For me, but I totally get it when you wanted to end it like that. But don't worry. You can always do what we do with really awesome trilogies that have a fucking horrible 4th movie. You can just stop it at 3 if you want. You know. Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
The Kingdom of the what?
Yeah, when you talk about great trilogies
What?
from the 80s, you could still bring up Indiana Jones trilogy.
Did you know?
You don't have to mention that 4th one.
Did you know Die Hard was a trilogy? That was it. There was just 3 Die Hard films.
Yeah, just 3. Now it's time to rate the movie. Go.
Oh. This may change. I've only seen it once. As of right now, I think I liked the grounded nature of the first one. So the first one might be my favorite, but then the second one kind of like outdoes it. So I don't know if the second one. But as of right now, I think I'm gonna go 4.9.
Woohoo! Yes.
The Educator, she was awful. She was truly, truly awful. I would have done that role for free, and I would have crushed it.
Oh, yeah.
I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I think at 4.9.
That's great.
Maybe
That's awesome.
Maybe I'll watch it again one day. And I'll be like, fuck my rating 5. Who knows?
Yeah.
4.9 for now.
Well, you know what I'm giving the fucking movie. Why? It's gone. No, I don't feel it anymore. 5 out of 5 stars, son. That's it for today's episode of The Movie Dojo. Let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of John Wick 3 Parabellum. We'd like to thank all you badass action junkies for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.
John Wick 3 Parabellum.
Parabellum.
Portobello.
Portobello!
Today in the dojo, we are going to review
Cracking our neck till there's no tomorrow.
Portobello.
Portobello mushrooms.
Okay, here we
Your
go.
favorite.
For the physical stuff.
Yep.
It's got Cheetos still. Yeah. For all the physical. Yeah.
It was, I don't know, there was just a lot of fun to be had in this
Well,
movie.
let's talk about the steel screener here.